24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A new way of radio and the beginning of a new talent. MoncoRadio.com, where music and minds meet.
The Ring with DJ D-Coos.
Yes, it is. It's time to get in the ring with DJ D-Coos. And I have my cohort in crime.
Never on schedule, but always on time. I am Beast Mike. Yes.
Yeah, you were never on schedule, but you were actually right on time.
Yes.
Because I played the intro twice today.
I did miss this intro, I'm not going to lie. That was a pretty dope intro that set the scene properly.
So that intro is from... So the music's come from the Masahiro Chono New Japan Pro Wrestling NWO intro.
Okay.
So that's where the music comes from, and then Porter did his magic. You know, he just put explosions.
Yes.
I remember that recording session, we just did that, and I was like, Porter, you are a genius. I remember that very well, and Jimmy is on with us as well. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing real well, and this is going to be called the Victory Lap edition of Get in the Ring, because this is sort of a victory lap.
So many things have happened since we've last been here.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still here every week, and JBoy.
Yo.
He's here with us because I almost forgot we had another constituent on, because I'm not used to having 4 people on at the same time. But JBoy hosts JBoy Culture on Montco Radio, where music and minds meet.
Every Monday at 3.
Okay.
And it is fantastic to have him on.
That's right.
We're talking wrestling.
You know
and this is the Victory Lap edition because I started this show because I wanted to talk New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
Oh, New Japan.
I wanted to talk every other promotion besides WWE.
Yeah, that's the difference between him and his brother C-Kooks is that C-Kooks is very much WWE.
I know.
And D-Kooks is very much New Japan, or, I mean, occasionally Impact. We didn't really get an Impact that much, but Ring of Honor and pretty much all the stuff outside of WWE. Yeah, we delved into it. And, like, during when we, like, had our run, like, I definitely did a lot of WWE stuff.
I let him run with it because...
I'll pay attention to that more than the outside stuff. But I do pay attention in the Ring of Honor and New Japan and things like, and obviously now AEW. I pay attention
All
to
Elite
that.
Wrestling is the victory lap of Get in the Ring because All Elite Wrestling sort of was the genesis of those fans that hated WWE, hated
some of the stuff.
Hated that stuff.
Well, how about UFC or WoW?
UFC.
That's pro fighting.
UFC's pro fighting, and this is funny because UFC and WWE have merged now.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They did the deal the day after WrestleMania. This $21 million company Endeavor is going to be worth.
I thought
so. They did that right after WrestleMania.
It's going to merge at the end of the year.
Yeah,
but
they announced the deal like right at. That's why Triple H did those 2 promos on Raw and SmackDown right after WrestleMania. Is because of what's going to happen when Endeavor fully takes over WWE and UFC. Like, are they gonna make one super conglomerate? Well, yes, but are they gonna make one super network? Or is UFC gonna be streaming like WWE Network is? Like, are they both going to Peacock?
Is WWE gonna go back to pay-per-views?
Right. Like, we're getting those $60 pay-per-views now. So,
no, it better not be $60.
Yeah, right. No, I'd rather they go the route of UFC coming to streaming. I think you'll get a whole lot of a heavier audience.
Oh, definitely.
If UFC goes to Peacock or a streaming network auto itself, or maybe WWE moves off Peacock and Endeavor creates their own streaming service where maybe you pay $10 a month or whatever, and you get all the WWE stuff and all the UFC stuff, and it's a one stop fits all type of situation. I hope they do something like that.
But I came here I hosted a show with a guy who did not want to do the New Japan.
Right. He was on WWE too.
He was just WWE only.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm spinning off, and I am doing my own thing. And boy, did I do my own thing. I got Mike Sempervive on basically weekly.
Yeah.
For a while, and then I was like, I can't have Mike Sempervive on weekly. He's on the Observer. So I tapped Beast Mike because we were on the Sports Lounge, which is coming up today at 7 o'clock. The lounge is reopening.
Yes, the Sports Lounge will reopen.
Sports Lounge.
We might have another cast of characters. There's someone else who's on his way here. He was just at the Sixers game earlier today. I saw the pictures of it, so I'm going to get his insights on it. Yes, so the lounge will reopen today. And obviously, I'll have my own stories about that. But yeah, the Sports Lounge will reopen at 7.
And speaking of wrestling, right?
Yes.
Who here has heard of AEW and WoW?
Yeah, AEW, I have definitely heard of.
AEW, definitely.
And AEW is sort of the impetus of this show. Because I wanted another wrestling company to come.
Yeah, you did.
I wanted.
And WWE needed competition. WWE absolutely needed competition.
Was that show for me. Where it was.
It was Cody Dustin.
Cody
Rhodes.
the Bucks, Omega.
Yeah.
Buying themselves in. Putting themselves forward. And then All Elite Wrestling came a year after. That press conference? That press conference in Jacksonville?
I think it was. I think the conference was back in 2019. Then came
right.
Double or Nothing. Then late 2019 came the first Dynamite show.
Yeah. September 2018 was All In.
Right.
All In, yeah.
Who remembers some of the old organizations like ECW,
NWA?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love old organizations. We would watch matches with.
We did.
I love the history of wrestling. I hosted a podcast for a while called Great Match Generator on the Social Suplex Podcast Network, where I would pull matches and we would talk about that. So I love this stuff, but I did not like what WWE was presenting.
Well, did you ever watch Glow?
Yes.
This dude's he's a wrestling lifer. There's not much he hasn't seen.
There's not much I haven't seen.
He's a wrestling lifer. So no, and I totally understand why you didn't like what WWE was presenting, because it was way more in the entertainment as opposed to the wrestling. Yeah. And I think that's what AEW does in a different way. Like AEW is more of your
wrestling type.
Wrestling, yeah. It's more focused on the wrestling as it is WWE is focused on the entertainment. Now there's obviously things that mesh with the opposite thing. Like AEW's got its entertainment segments. It does. And WWE has
there
its
were
wrestling
some on
segments.
this week's Dynamite.
Right.
And boy, a difference the last guy in the ring here was like 5 years ago.
Yes.
And it was sort of stark to see the difference of the wrestling scape 5 years ago to what it is now. People are making more money.
Yes.
Think of all the toys and merchandise that WWE does.
Yeah. Toys and merchandise AEW does.
Right.
Toys and merchandise WWE does.
Right.
The contracts are bigger because they have to compete for talent.
Iron sharpens iron. You have to. You got a
Iron
choice.
sharpens iron.
And I've had friends of mine who gave us shout outs today.
Okay.
So I've had some friends in the wrestling media scape who gave us shout outs today to sort of give us some love and tell us their favorite wrestling memories. So this first one is from Case Lowe of Voices of Wrestling. So here it is.
Hi, this is Case Lowe from VoicesOfWrestling.com, and when I think about my favorite wrestling memory, I think of August of 2021, I think of the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, and I think about the return of CM Punk to professional wrestling. I long said wrestling was better with him than without him, and even if his return is seemingly short-lived, being in the building, and his hometown, and my hometown, my favorite wrestler growing up, his return to pro wrestling, being up in the cheap seats of that building and feeling the noise from every single person that was there. It was an incredible experience and one that I will never forget.
So that was Case, host of the Open to the Voice Gate podcast, and I have 3 more of those today.
Okay.
That I'm going to sprinkle in throughout the show from various members of the wrestling media. And so, yeah, CM Punk coming back. He's a master of discourse, but he's sort of the beacon of this movement.
But
in many ways, he is what this alternative was.
He's always been different. He's always been different. Love him or hate him, he's all like agree with him, disagree with him for all the stuff he does behind the scenes, whatever. He's always been that alternative flow. Yeah, I can see that. Like, regardless of what happens with him going forward, that was a special night. That night in Chicago.
That was a special night.
Oh yeah, 2 years ago.
It was everything that we wanted it to be in his return to
And
wrestling.
more.
It was like the signature moment to me of that is the guy crying in the crowd. Like the guy's having like a religious experience. Like, my guy is back. Like this dude is back. Like, we were wondering, where's he gone for 7 years?
Wait, didn't Punk give him a hug?
Yeah, I think they did meet eventually.
I think he did.
Meet.
Yeah,
they did meet.
And like Punk's jumping in the crowd, and like,
oh yeah.
The only thing I hated from a TV experience was that they went to commercial right after.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like I really wish they would have did the 90-second commercial break before you play his music, and then you play Punk's music, and then let Punk go for however long he went. I think he went for like 10, 15 minutes.
It was such a religious experience.
I remember seeing him when AEW Dynamite was in
We
Philly.
were at that show.
Yeah, we were.
We were at that show.
No, wait a minute. That was a spring show.
The spring show.
Now I was there in 2021 in
I was
October.
there too.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Of course he'd go to both of them.
Man, when CM Punk returned, man, I went wild.
Yeah. I go to AEW shows, and that made me feel alive again because, like, going to WWE tapings, it just feels
The same.
the same, and
That's fair.
going
Very
to
fair.
going to AEW show, it's just action.
Yeah, whole different vibe.
It is, yeah. But,
Whole
like I
different
said earlier, one focuses on the entertainment, the other
One
focuses
focuses
on
on the wrestling.
And AEW, it is rare that an AEW show will start with a promo segment. It is very rare that that'll happen.
But how many superstars can you all remember that are alive?
Oh,
How many that can remember? It's countless. But
Countless.
but as opposed to AEW, like, they always, like, they'll do their intros, they'll do their pyro, and then they jump right into a match. Like, that is a different taste. And it's like saying, okay, like, you like lemon, you like chocolate, you like vanilla. Like, it's one's chocolate, one's vanilla. And
Right.
you get a little bit of both each week with both shows. And I think that's a great thing.
You see, here's the thing about the pyrotechnics also. Now, at AEW, it's loud, but it's not like...
It doesn't feel that loud.
It doesn't feel that. But WWE...
It's
boom,
embracing.
boom.
It's embracing.
It's a fireworks show with WWE.
Now it's a war
It's
zone.
And the crowds just pop for entrances and
Right.
finishers.
But how about WoW, Women of Wrestling?
I haven't watched much of that yet.
Wow.
I haven't either, yeah.
Honestly.
Which one's WoW again?
The one that Paige was executive producing for a while.
Darn.
I would like to see them. You know what? I would like to see them like merge with or collab with AEW because I think the women's division in AEW does need a little bit more energy. to
Women
it.
of Wrestling.
I think it does need a little bit more energy to it, and so I would like to see that. I would like to see them like kind of collab and do their own thing. Like, it's okay. This the social the Outcast thing with the originals. It just seems a little stale to me. Like, I do want to see something different with that. So
Yeah,
I'd be perfectly
so-
cool with them merging up.
So it's just been so much of wrestling that has happened in the last 5 years. It's just mind-numbing. The whole All Elite Wrestling run has happened.
Yes.
That whole run
Yeah.
has happened in the last 5 years. We've been here.
I can still remember Doink and Dink.
Wow.
Donkey Dink.
Doink and Dink.
The
Yeah.
clown.
Oh, Dink the
Yeah, I remember the clowns too back in the early '90s. I remember
Man,
them.
them
But no,
clowns.
hold up though. Let's you mentioned the last 5 years since we've been here. What are some of your favorite matches since we've been here last?
What? I don't think I've been...
I'm really more towards D Kooks. Like, what are some of your favorite matches since we've been here last? I know there's a bunch of them, and
There
a lot of
is
them
a
are pretty much
bunch of
AEW or
them.
New Japan. But I know there's a bunch of them on his list that he would have.
God.
How
If
about-
I don't have them in front of me, it's just harder.
But like, what are like the first couple that like come to your head? Like, that match was a banger, or that match was a banger since we've been
Okada
here.
Omega was 2017. We covered that on this show.
Yeah,
And then
that felt like the last bangers we
Oh,
covered.
I seen that one. That was a good one.
The one between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker.
Well, that's my favorite match. I think that's my favorite match. I think the best match of all time. But that was 09. We covered that.
Wait, which one?
Shawn Michaels Undertaker from WrestleMania 25. But I'm talking about since the last time we've been here, which was 2017.
Mox Hangman. Hangman from Revolution this year.
I got one.
Okay.
I got one. I think this was at Full Gear. Is that what it's called?
Full Gear, yeah.
Full Gear. John Moxley versus, I think, was it Omega?
Omega, yeah.
Yeah.
The death match. The first death match.
Yes. It was controversial, apparently, with that one.
Yeah, not many people liked it, but you liked it?
Oh, I loved it.
Well, because of the explosion at the end, or was it...
No, because it felt like it had the extremism to it.
Okay.
I like Mox Hangman better than the Iron Man match. And a lot
that was
from
tough.
Revolution.
Yeah.
And it's tough to say.
Who like the Money in the Bank match?
The Money in the Bank?
I'm so sick of ladder matches.
Yeah, they've been doing too much of those.
There were two matches that you never liked, and that was ladder and it was Last Man Standing.
My God,
he never liked Last Man Standing. He was never a fan of
the Texas Death they did was basically a Last Man Standing.
Pretty much. The least with Hangman and Mox, yes.
But they did it so intricately, and it's so fun. It was brutal. It just made me feel like a pro wrestling fan.
Okay. Good.
How about the King of the Ring?
I missed that tournament so much.
King of the
They changed it to Night of Champions.
No, you know what? I'm okay with it. I want
Champions.
King of the Ring to be on Raw and SmackDown. And King and Queen of the Ring. I wanted to be on Raw and SmackDown. And you can do it for a different month.
Isn't that like a tournament now?
It was always a tournament. I wanted to be...
Bring back the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want that pay-per-view back. But I think it's better on American soil as opposed to it being on Saudi soil. So I'm okay with that, personally.
But hey, who coming to WrestleMania next year? WrestleMania Philly.
I'm absolutely going.
Oh, I'm going.
I'm going to Ring of Honor.
I was thinking of this like 2 weeks ago. Like, how much money am I about to drop on WrestleMania week?
I'm going to spend a lot of money.
Me too.
Between the convention, between Ring of Honor, between the super shows, between the collective, between the WrestleMania itself.
Yeah, like it's gonna be crazy.
Now, this possibly gonna be, if WrestleMania is coming to Philly, then there's gonna be another NXT show in Philly.
Well, takeover, yeah, they're gonna take over WrestleMania Saturday. So they'll do takeover. So how it'll go from WWE standpoint is
takeover.
They'll do Raw. They'll do SmackDown and Hall of Fame on one night. Yeah. On Friday. Takeover and then night one Saturday. Night 2 Sunday,
and then
WrestleMania Monday.
WrestleMania Monday.
And then that's it. Yeah. And so it's those 4 days. But they obviously probably have access to the convention center and keep like that same schedule that they've done the last couple of years.
Oh, I'm going to all of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like how much money am I about to drop on all this?
I'm about to go to all of them.
Like a takeover is something I gotta go to. I haven't gone to a takeover.
I was actually that actually spanned something. I was actually in the arena for Almas versus Gargano.
Yes.
I've never been to an NXT show.
That's what I'm saying. I've been to one. I went to the one in the Tower Theater.
I was in the takeover in Philadelphia.
Right.
Oh.
You were there for Almas Gargano, which was an incredible match.
Incredible match.
Yeah, like
incredible match.
Like thinking of matches that. Speaking of Gargano, he's got one of my favorite matches since we've been here, which was Gargano Cole 2 out of 3 Falls in Brooklyn. Well, it was the Takeover New York show, and I thought that was NXT's best match I think they've ever done. Well, it was that 2 out of 3 Falls. I love the story. I love the entertainment value. I love that Undisputed Era wasn't really involved until the very end. Like I love everything about that energy, and then the signature moment of Gargano winning, and then him and Ciampa and Candice like at the end of it, like embracing at the end because DIY was obviously a major thing. Like I love that. That was one of my favorite matches since we've been here last. Like thinking.
Now, which wrestlers turn executives are y'all a fan of?
Which wrestler I'm a
Tony
fan?
Khan.
Tony Khan. Oh my, that guy a nut. No offense.
He is a nut.
He is a nut.
He definitely is a nut.
But Vince McMahon is.
But I'm glad Vince is. I think we're all glad that Vince is gone.
Vince looked like
is not gone.
No, he came back. He ruined everything.
No. He said earlier today. He sent out an email saying that Triple H is the only one in charge of creative. Like he's not. So he's not.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that one bit.
That's fair.
I don't believe
Vince
it.
we're talking about. He's always been a shadow emperor of WWE when he's not on TV. I understand.
Dude came back looking like Walt Disney.
That mustache, though. I jokingly said this on social media. I think the mustache was a WrestleMania surprise. Like, I'm like, wait, what are you, sir?
That looks like Clark Gable.
that gotta be a fake mustache, though. There's no way.
It's real.
Oh my! How do you grow a mustache at that age, though?
It's terrible, but it's real.
When I saw the picture with Muto, Triple H, and him, I'm like, That's such a cursed image. That's such a cursed image
ugly.
because knowing Muto's history too, with him screwing over like promotions and stuff like that. Oh my god.
It's ugly. It's. I really hope that he's true to his word. It's like I'm gonna stay away from this. Let Triple H do it. But yeah, I understand your pessimism.
Now,
I completely understand.
Now, back in AEW on Wednesday, guess who came back?
I'm not a fan.
Jeff
And also Jeff Hardy.
I'm not a fan.
That makes sense.
I agree.
I think it was.
He looks like crap.
Wow. I mean, was it 9 months ago? I think 9 months ago.
It felt like 9. Yeah.
He was. I think it was 9 months ago. Let's put it that way. DUI. Stopped the charge for DUI in Florida. Not surprising.
I'm trying to keep the show evergreen.
But pretty much, I'm glad for his recovery, and hopefully he stays recovered. I'm happy for him. So yeah.
I'm trying to keep the show evergreen so people can listen to it any time.
I get it. So, but let's talk about it though. With all the AEW stuff that is, and I really do enjoy their aspect of things and how different it is. Like I enjoy Excalibur. Like I enjoy they reach out to AAA and bring the AAA guys in, or like Forbidden Door when they bring it in. The Kingo's a monster.
Amazing.
The Kingo's absurd.
Amazing.
He legitimately had one of my favorite matches in the last 5 years with Kenny.
Did you see the Commander match yet?
What, Commander and Vikingo or
Commander Vikingo from the Ring of Honor?
I don't think I had a chance to see that. And
I sent it to you. But
I don't think I had a chance to still look at that, but I will definitely do so.
Yeah, you need to see that. That's the best match of WrestleMania weekend.
Goodness.
Has anybody heard that the Bella Twins changed their last name?
Well, that was the stage name. It was.
the Bella Twins.
Yeah, because they're on WWE now, but they're not going to AEW.
And so does Sasha Banks. She's now Mercedes Money on New Japan.
Yes, and she's the champion, and she actually continues.
Champion already?
Yeah, she won her championship almost right away.
She won the IWGP Women's Championship right away.
Yeah, like the second
Donnell
or third,
is saying hi to us. Donnell is up next on Montco Radio with Music and Minds Meet.
Watch out for that car if he comes back.
Oh my god, that was hilarious earlier.
Oh man,
there was a car on the quad.
Oh wow, well that does happen.
You can't park here, sir. You can't. Oh.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna play another wrestling memory from another constituent that sent us a shout out from our friend from Ireland, Alan Forel.
Hello, Montco Radio listeners. This is Alan Forel, host of the Pro Wrest Paradise over at PW Torch. When it comes to wrestling memories, I'm fortunate enough to have many great ones that I look back on fondly, but one that comes to mind is my first time setting foot in what I consider the mecca of pro wrestling, that is Korakuen Hall in Japan. I've been to many great venues for wrestling in over 30 years. I've been able to go to many different places, many great venues for wrestling in over 30 years as a hall that is Korakuen. For the first time in 2016, it's hard to top that. I've been lucky enough to see some great wrestling there in my 2 trips to Japan. That to me is a great wrestling memory.
My mom tried to call me during that.
Nice.
So during Alan Forel's memory, so I had to text her saying I'm on air. Technical difficulties here. Staple at Montco Radio.
This thing that happens. But
it's great hearing from our friends Alan Forel. And I have 2 more of those coming up after this after we talk a little more.
After we talk about this.
Yeah.
Korakuen Hall. Oh my god. Japan. A basis of this show.
Yes.
For a very, very long time.
We did talk a lot in New Japan. We did talk a lot in New Japan. And we were there to really catch the rise of Kazuchika Okada and his dominance as their champion.
Yes.
And their standard bearer on the show. And then the rise almost simultaneously of Kenny Omega, him rising up the ranks. And it's a shame that as we were leaving, we caught the tail end of Will Ospreay. We didn't get to talk about Will Ospreay's rise anywhere near as much as Okada or Omega or AJ Styles when he was there, And obviously the Bullet Club being a major thing over there. Like, we didn't get Ospreay's rise, but since then, Will Ospreay's been
Will
absurd.
Ospreay has been.
I forgot all about him, actually.
Will Ospreay is someone who I adore as a pro wrestler.
He is special. He's a one of one and is able to put on classics with cruiserweight style. He's able to put on classics with heavyweight style, with big guys, with small dudes. Like, he's able to put on classics with almost everyone, with tech guys, with aerial guys. Like, Will Ospreay is absurd. And, like, I think the last WrestleMania weekend we were here for was one of my favorite matches with him and Sabre Jr., like the first time they locked up.
Yeah,
And
that was Fraction were there live at that match. And they said that's one of the best matches they ever saw.
Yeah. It was absolutely absurd. Like, watching... It's crazy watching what Ospreay does in the ring.
That was WrestleMania weekend 2016 in Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was in Dallas. Right. Yeah, because they had to go... Like, it was that and it was Sammy Shinsuke. Those were the two... Because that WrestleMania as a whole was terrible. For the most part.
32?
Except for the women... No, the WrestleMania 32 in Dallas. It was, like... The women's title match was dope, and the ladder match was good. But aside from that match was...
And the Legends.
And the Legends were fine. But that... Other than that, yeah, that match was... No
Sammy
bueno.
Shinsuke.
And Sammy Shinsuke was dope, though. In WrestleMania in Dallas. WrestleMania weekend in Dallas.
Speaking of the Legends, who here watches WWE biographies? The Legends that comes on A&E?
The Legends House?
No, the Legends stuff, the bio stuff they do. I've seen a couple of them. They're pretty good.
I've seen a couple. They're pretty good. They're good biographies.
Yeah.
But the Hallowed Halls of Korakuen Hall, we've seen a lot of great things over the years in Japan, and that's why I wanted to play Alan's Memory next, because Alan's Memory during that little break there, because Alan just stepping in there.
That was special for her. Okay.
That's special for him, and you know, are there any venues that are special for you?
I was gonna ask that same question. I was gonna literally ask that same question. Like, what's the first venue you would want to say, like, wow, I can't believe I'm here for a wrestling event?
Madison Square Garden.
Lucky.
Like, the one I would want to go to, I'd want to go to Chicago. I've always considered Chicago as, like, the best wrestling city in America. Like,
I thought Philly was.
It's Philly, it's Chicago, it's New York. Like, those are, like, the S-tier cities.
Yeah.
But in terms of non-American city, London is where I'd want to go. Like London, like, if it's go-to, I think that would be the one I'd want to go
London.
to. Or what he's about to talk about.
We're going all in again, baby!
Ah, yeah.
I love that announcement.
All in Wembley, and they have 45,000.
No, 50. It's 50 now.
It's 50?
Yeah.
50?
It's 50 now. They dropped it. It's 50 like a couple days ago.
That's going to be lit.
Tickets.
That's going to be lit. I'll tell you
Oh
that.
my God. They're going to sell more tickets than WrestleMania, and I'm going to laugh at that.
Yeah, because
And that's
they
gonna
said
be my
it's
ultimate-
161 at WrestleMania, but I think it's probably like 140. I would say 140.
That's going to be my ultimate victory lap, and people are going to be like, bruh.
I'm about to go to England.
No, they're gonna drop probably 95,000 when you count the floor seats. So it's probably gonna drop like 95,000 in that building of actual people buying tickets.
Yeah.
Like not counting like the stage worker, like everybody works there. Cause that's another like 2,500 to 3,000 or whatever. But I think it's gonna drop like 95.
That's my ultimate
Yo,
victory
you know what
lap.
would be crazy? If now I heard a rumor on there that Drew McIntyre's contract expires this year, and there's it's not official, but there's a rumor that he might show up.
Yeah, because he's unhappy about his contract. That's right.
Yeah, he is
That's
unhappy.
At the new AEW. That's just
I would do
scenario.
I would do Will Kenny at
Will Kenny too. Okay.
Will Kenny too at Wembley.
Yeah, because we were talking about this. Like, what do you do? What do you main
Will
event
Kenny
with?
too.
Like, do you wait in that with Will Kenny? Do you do Okada, Omega instead of the rubber match? Like what do you?
Okada Omega might be.
Or you
good.
might do Forbidden Door for that. But like it's there's so many different lanes you could go with this, and none of them really involve MJF having the main event it. Like he goes.
That's honestly the best position you have.
Yeah.
As a booker, you don't have to put your world champion in the main event.
Right, you're not hamstrung by it, and that's unfortunately something WWE is dealing with in a sense of Roman Reigns. I love the bloodline story. I love the drama of it. I love the twists and turns. Unfortunately, unifying the championships was the worst thing they could have done.
Exactly.
Because it's like you handcuffed yourself.
And every time Roman Reigns gets mad at an Uso and it's community theater. Come on now, brother.
They're gonna have to turn on him at some point. They have to.
Here's one thing. Here's two things I'm not happy with. One, The Rock did not come back.
Yeah, he seems to have no interest
they
in
lied.
it.
Two, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. What?
Why? As my buddy Rich Latta would say from the Social Suplex, they ain't putting that belt on an AEW wrestler before. They ain't being their golden boy with an AEW wrestler.
No, I disagree. I think they're gonna let him get to 1,000 and then he loses.
Roman needs to put down the dadgum belt.
I think it's at 1,000. I think when we get to 1,000, which is ironically the Saudi show, I think that around that time Roman loses. If he doesn't lose by SummerSlam this year, then there's a problem.
No.
But
Taz's still a wrestler, isn't he?
I see your point. I see your point.
Yeah. Ultimate Taz.
Taz
is in AEW,
and he's good, and he's really good at it. He's always been good at commentary.
And wait, is Hook? Is he?
Hook is his son. Hook is his son.
Wow. His son wrestles Hook.
Yeah,
I barely see that guy.
I like Hook. I think Hook is very good. I'd like to see him go after a legitimate title, though. Like the FTW belt, I think he's made his point.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him go after a legit title. I really would.
You don't even know me.
I do like Hook. I like Hook a lot.
You don't even know me.
I'm going to play the last two memories that we have here.
All right.
And then we'll be right back. First from Rich Kraetch, the owner of Voices of Wrestling.
Hey, Montco Radio. My name is Rich Kraetch. I'm the owner of VoicesOfWrestling.com. And my favorite wrestling memory is CM Punk versus John Cena from Money in the Bank 2011. I was lucky enough to be in the crowd for what was just a monumentally great match, a monumentally great moment, one of the best crowds of all time, and just one of the better stories, I think, in pro wrestling history. And it was just a really cool moment being there with some of my friends, meeting some of my family members that I didn't know still even watched wrestling anymore. I'll always remember that, seeing my cousin in the concourse and being like, I thought you stopped watching wrestling. He's like, I thought you stopped watching wrestling. It was a really, really cool moment. But yeah, the finish was obviously incredible, and being there live in the city of Chicago to see CM Punk win the title was just something I'll never forget. And more than anything, I was so hyped up after the show that I went home and I created VoicesOfWrestling.com, and now we're here in 2023, and I'm still running the website, and it has become from just a hobby to a full-time, in some ways, a full-time job. But yeah, that is my favorite wrestling memory. Thank you guys for letting me tell that story.
The origin story.
That's the origin story of
wow.
Voices of Wrestling. And I have one more from Jesse Collings, host of WrestleNomics.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse Collings, host of the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast and co-host for WrestleNomics. I'm doing a shout out for my friend Danny Kukler and Montco Radio. My favorite memory from wrestling would have to be the first Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega match, the one at Wrestle Kingdom 11. I didn't watch that match live, but I remember making it the whole day at work that day without hearing any spoilers from the show and just racing home to watch it. And I remember legitimately hopping off of my couch when I was watching it at home when Kenny Omega kicked out of the Rainmaker, and just thinking that, man, this was perfect professional wrestling of the highest order. So when I think about like my favorite moment from pro wrestling, that's definitely the first one that comes to mind.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Perfect pro wrestling, Okada, Omega, and
the story that told, though, could Okada hit the one-winged angel on a? Could Omega hit the one-winged angel on Okada?
The Wrestle Kingdom match, yeah.
Could he actually hit it?
That one was awesome.
And he never did. He never got the one-winged angel on him in the first fight. He never got it. That was
never
wild.
did. It took till the 2 out of 3 falls match to do it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no. Actually, no. The second match he ended at the very edge. He ran out of time. Kenny ran out of time.
Kenny ran out of time. Yep. I totally forgot that.
Yeah. But who here remembers some of the things when WWE was known as WWF?
We all do.
Yeah.
WWF.
Not me when
I
was
I wasn't born
I
yet.
do. I remember more than they do. But I definitely remember.
I was born right around the time when WWF changed to WWE.
Okay.
In September.
So 02 was when your origin story of wrestling began. Like mine was probably, it was right before Montreal. So
the screw drop?
Yeah, it was right before the screw drop. So it was like the summer of '97 is where I really started to get into it. Like the first thing I remembered was the SummerSlam match with Undertaker and Brett for the title and Shawn as the ref. That's like the first thing I truly remember from wrestling. And then like Brett spits in Shawn's face, Shawn hits Taker with the chair, and then we lead to like Brett wins the title, then it leads to Hell in a Cell, then obviously Kane's intro, and then it leads to the which I think is the best debut in the history of wrestling is Kane's, I think. And and then you lead to obviously Montreal, and then like I was off to the races. I was hooked pretty much from then.
I remember that one too.
Yeah, like I was pretty much hooked from that point on. And now, like I did watch WCW, obviously at that time, but I was more so WWE than I was like WCW.
Yeah,
and yeah, like WWF.
The Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, like I was more WWF at the time, definitely. But I did watch some WCW.
I would definitely love to go to one of those shows back in the day if I was born then. I was born in 2002, so.
Oh, the WCW shows were wild back then.
If I was born in 1982, bro.
Okay, that's another different. That's a whole different world, like NWA stuff now, or Mid South, like that's. Or
I would be a teen in the 90s.
We had a screen up here. So I used to pull up matches all the time, and we would watch stuff.
And we would call them.
We would talk about them and call them, and we had a blast in here.
Yeah,
we had a blast in here just shooting the breeze about pro wrestling.
Yes,
this show led me to the Monster Factory, which I was associated with for many years. This show is dedicated to James Pasquale, aka Jimmy the Jester, who passed away this past week at the age of 34.
Rest in paradise, too.
Rest in paradise, Jimmy the Jester. And it's so stark that this place led me to me being involved in the wrestling business for a little while and helping out in the Monster Factory.
You obviously you love that time, like being around for all those matches and kind of like getting like the inner loopings of what wrestling is.
Yes.
Like away from the glitz and the glamour and all the lights and all that good stuff. Like you really was like you were submerged.
Yeah, and
into that.
like to see the people at the Monster Factory have their show on Apple TV now, and to see I was crying tears of joy when that happened because it was like so humbling
because you were on that because you were a part of like it's growing.
It's growing.
I get it.
And they're on Apple TV now. It's so cool.
They're on
it's
their own
so
stage.
darn cool.
And then every now and again, like you'll point out, like, oh, this person wrestled in the Monster Factory. Like this person was there, and obviously Riddle was there, and like what was it? Priest was
Damian Priest,
Priest
Marshall.
Yeah, like you see some of those dudes, like
Preston Vance.
Those dudes made it. Like those people made it. Like, oh wow, they came to Monster Factory.
Now, what? Now, if we could, what wrestler, any from WWF, WWE, AEW, New Japan, what wrestler would we want to interview on this show?
I've actually interviewed a few wrestlers for my other project, Meets Pressline. I've interviewed Lance Archer. I've interviewed a few other wrestlers. But a wrestler I would really want to interview would be Punk.
Oh, Punk.
He would I
would ask him the tough questions too.
Oh boy,
he would be a very interesting interview just because you don't know what's coming.
You don't know what's coming. I would actually want to interview Vince. I would actually do a tough interview with Vince.
Like actually invite him onto this show.
Yeah,
I
would actually do a tough interview with Vince. It's not like hey, the Pat McAfee interview.
No.
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee was like trying to butter him up clearly, and I get it. I like McAfee too, but he was it was definitely he's not gonna bite the hand that feeds him. Type of interview.
What?
But I do like McAfee. I do.
What?
But it's like when you're in that moment, you don't know you're gonna crack under the pressure.
Right.
You might have Vince McMahon sitting right there with you, but you don't know you're gonna crack under the pressure.
I might want to interview Hogan.
You would want to interview Hogan? Yeah.
Oh,
it's the same thing.
Hogan would be interesting.
Hogan would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't he have a surgery recently?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hogan has his own controversies.
Right. He's had several.
Several of them.
Hogan's had several.
So is Vince, so is Punk.
Yeah.
I want the controversial ones.
Yo, you know who would be quite interesting to interview? Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, he would be.
He would be.
About anything, honestly.
About anything. Him.
Like, it'll go political real quick.
Oh, no, yeah. No question it would.
No question.
No question.
Anybody want to interview Ted DiBiase or Jake the Snake?
I would like Jake the Snake in the sense of his psychology.
I would interview DiBiase.
I love this Hall of Fame speech with Jake the Snake. Like, when he... I think it was WrestleMania 30, was it? Was his?
WrestleMania 30,
yeah. Like, I love this Hall of Fame speech. Like, I love the psychology. It was deep, and then, like, the psychology involved in it was like profound. That was a part of his character.
Induction of Ray was really good.
Oh yeah, it was. Yes, it definitely was. That was a really fun one as well.
Chris just texted me saying, Beast Mike! My brother.
In the flesh.
See Kooks in the flesh.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in the flesh since that one time we went to an AEW pay-per-view, but
it wasn't pay-per-view. Like we went to like the
theater.
Well, what's really cool now is that AEW does a lot of their screenings, and there's a theater of University City that's on like 40th and Walnut.
Cinemark?
Yeah, Cinemark.
The Cinemark theater?
And yeah, like it's a decent theater, but like it's a lot of like food stuffs around the theater. Like I wouldn't buy like movie
Hard
stuff.
to park.
But yeah, well, no, you take the subway for that. Yeah, like that's really cool. Like you can like pay and like, you go see that like a big movie theater screen. Like that's pretty dope.
The KOP Cinemark now doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait,
that's true.
there's a Cinemark in... You sure? Oh, wait, that's Regal.
The Regal and KOP Cinemark.
So Regal and KOP Cinemark at University City.
The Regal will be closer to me.
Yeah, so like...
well, Cinemark is currently owns Regal. I work for Regal.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
Now, I was gonna... Me and a friend of mine were going to attend to that Cinemark to watch Revolution. But that failed, so... Oh well.
Yeah.
I bought Revolution with my own money.
I was gonna go to that too, but like I got in too late, so like I ended up going home. But that was a good show though. The Revolution like had 3 really good matches. Like I love that trios tag from Revolution. It was HOB and the Elite, and like I'm
2 all-time matches, an all-time Iron Man match and an all-time Texas Death match. And the trios match was really good.
What do y'all think about Stephanie and her brother?
Oh, Stephanie McMahon? Oh my gosh, heck no!
Shane pulled out his ACL.
He pulled out his ACL!
It was quad. No, it was a quad.
His quad! Just like his father!
Just like his father. Although this is
Just like Triple H too.
Triple H. Why is that running the family? Yeah, no, that was wild.
That definitely runs in the family.
Wow, Vince blew both of them out at the same time. But yeah, Shane and he really blew his quad out immediately once the segment gone. But yeah,
then here comes Snoop Dogg.
Here comes Snoop and like
with the save.
They told him to punch.
I guarantee you they improvised that.
No, they had to.
They did that right on the spot.
They absolutely had to. Like there was no other way around it. They had to improvise that.
You gonna you?
No, because like there's like reports like somebody said like go punch Miz, to keep it going. But yeah, no, they had to improvise that.
Yeah, you have to call it on the fly.
Yeah, no, that was like spur of the moment. Like you don't see that coming.
And that's what wrestling terms. That's call it on the fly.
Yeah, I don't give them any like grief over that. I don't give them any grief for that because that was just so sudden. Like
off the
I can't believe that just happened. Type of flows, but I guess a guy I would probably go the other way. I'd probably interview Tony Khan. Like, why are you so bombastic with what you're doing? Or sometimes you gas up
it might
way
be
too much
because of something. I think I might allege or something, but no.
Yeah. But no.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
but that would be a guy I would like to interview if I had.
I love Tony Khan.
I like Tony Khan. I like his energy. Like he brings like a new flavor to it. I get it. But like sometimes he goes a little too much.
His booking is so good.
Oh yeah, I'm going to admit that it is. Isn't his father that multi-millionaire?
Yeah, Sean Khan owns the Jaguars.
Yeah, that guy. Oh my God.
He owns the Jaguars, which is why they go to London so much. Like, and that's probably why they got this deal over at Wembley. Is part of the reason why, because they got a relationship over in London where like they got partnerships. So they're gonna be there like that's why they're there every year.
How come he don't own when?
That's why they went to Daly's place, and that's why they did the stadium show, the Stadium Stampede shows, like at the Jaguar Stadium.
Come to Philly, man.
Like they're gonna they're not gonna do like a show like that in Philly.
I know.
But no, they're definitely gonna come here for a pay-per-view.
WWE has a lot of exclusives.
Yeah.
Who remembers that one proposal that happened in the ring between one guy and a woman? And then
that didn't go well.
No,
wait, what happened? Wait, which one?
It did not go well at all.
Wait, which one?
Sammy Guevara's proposal.
Yeah,
it did not,
no.
It did not go.
Sammy Guevara's also a nut.
That's wild too, because like he proposed to her, and then like what? 3 months later, they split ties, and then. Who was it that brought that up a couple weeks ago? Was it MJF or was it
MJF?
MJF dropped the heat on him. Like,
MJF a savage, bro.
His microphone work is absurdly great. He definitely went to the pipe.
You might want to scrub that proposal.
I would love to meet that guy, MJF. Would love to meet him.
I think it's 100% like his character. I think it's 100% legit thing.
Will we invite him on the show? Heck no.
No, it's not PG. He'll not, to me, he wouldn't work in WWE because he'd have to be PG.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I don't think there's no shot
WWE
at that.
would not work.
No. Like, yeah, he'll bring in people. Like, he is a cash cow. Don't get it confused. The problem is the promo work is almost all PG in the WWE now. And I don't think that's any shot of it.
Unless WWE goes back to TV 14
That's
again.
their only shot. That's their absolute
Which they
only
were,
shot.
but I don't know what happened.
Yeah, they dropped that too. They did drop that.
Oh.
Yeah, they really shouldn't have, but they definitely did drop that. Like every now and again, they'll do like a TV 14 type of thing, but yeah, they should have dropped that. I don't think.
And the thing about that is now the stage design. Now since a while now, WWE had the same old design. Now in 2019 with the brand split. Again, the stages were not the Raw stage was just a skate ramp. Mm-hmm. Now the SmackDown stage was that was fire.
Yeah.
The SmackDown
stage
stage
was actually used for a spot once, but yes, the SmackDown stage was dope. When they went to Fox,
that was dope.
To Fox, that was a dope stage.
And then the Thunderdome stage was not bad too.
Yeah, I was cool with it.
But the same, but not bad. Then 2021 came that huge behind LED screen.
Yeah, I wish WWE did a new stage.
That's so boring.
It's so bright too.
It is bright.
They need to bring back Mick Foley. You think so?
I think Foley's run his course.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Foley falling back. Like I like Mick Foley. I like Mick Foley's like insights. I like his thoughts on Twitter. But I think in terms of like being on camera, like on stage like that, I think he's run his course. I'm good.
WWE needs to change though. It's improving a little bit, but they need to change big time.
With Triple H doing Raw and SmackDown and Shawn doing NXT, and I love NXT. Like, I'm big time in NXT. Like that's been my favorite brand over the last few years.
I'm glad they went
except
back.
for 2.0. 2.0 was mostly trash.
2.0 sucked. I'm glad they went back to Black.
2.0 was mostly trash, but with Shawn, like I loved NXT for like pretty much since we've been gone here. Like NXT's been my favorite brand, and what Shawn's doing right now with all the booking he's doing, like the women's division has a way heavier pulse than it does with Raw and SmackDown. Like I'm a big fan of Carmelo Hayes. Like I love Carmelo Hayes.
Oh, he's good right now. He's good.
And I love that he's the champion. Like Grayson Waller's been great, and Braun Breaker's been really good. I love what NXT is. Like I love that.
When AEW sells out Wembley, I'm gonna do the biggest victory.
Oh no, you can go hard. You can go hard.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go hard on Twitter because it's gonna be fun.
Oh, that's gonna be a great show.
Oh, off topic, but rumors who wants Ryback back?
No.
Nope. No, I'm good.
No Ryback.
I'm good. No, I'm good.
We're not Ryback fans here. This is an anti-Ryback podcast.
No, I'm good. I'm good, my guy.
How about Sergeant Slaughter?
Slaughter's running. I think Slaughter's fine. I think he's running.
Yeah, he's done.
I'm good.
He's done.
Like we don't need to bring back the '90s guys, the 2000s guys. Like, we're good.
We need new stars.
Yeah, and I think
WWE as the star making machine has broken a little bit.
It fell apart.
Yeah, no, like NXT, like
Steve
as
Austin's
they tried to.
not that old, is he?
See who?
Steve Austin.
He's almost 60, I think.
Yeah, and he had a decent match with Kevin Owens a couple years ago. But
last year,
last year, right?
Last year.
But like, yeah, he doesn't need to do anything else. Like, it's cool, and not like
now
was saying, like, yeah, bring him back. They need to do and create more stars, and not make the Raw and SmackDown product less stale. Like NXT has got a whole lot of energy, but Raw and SmackDown needs some of that.
Now The Rock still got some in them.
I think so.
But will he come back? That I don't even know at this point.
How about John Cena?
They messed him up.
That was bad this year.
They messed him up at WrestleMania.
His bald
Oh yeah, he got a bald spot. Oh my!
It's a heavy one. It's made should always flow with that bald spot. Like,
it's official.
Like,
John Cena's old.
Yeah, like it's like
John Cena.
John Cena's old. John Cena's old. John Cena's old. John Cena's old.
Let's go.
And the fact that it is a kickoff match.
And it should have been, but yeah, that felt. I compared it when I previewed it, like to remember when Eminem and MGK had that beef a couple years ago.
Oh,
remember that?
Eminem destroyed them.
That's what that felt like. And like on the microphone, Cena eviscerated Theory, and I hope that he becomes a monster. Theory's not ready for that life yet, but I hope he becomes a monster.
And hey, speaking of Eminem, he destroyed MGK so bad he switched genres.
Yeah.
He went from rap to rock.
Yeah, he did.
Real quick.
After KO powerbombed him.
Yeah. And Eminem went back to the shelves like he was Batman.
Yeah, pretty much. He went back to Batman.
Basically, after Eminem eviscerated him and KO powerbombed him.
Yeah, that was it. That was pretty much it.
I went back into the crowd.
Yep, that was it. And Theory's just not ready for the life. And it's unfortunate. I really
he got good physique though.
He's got the look for it. He's got the athleticism for it. His mic works a little bit better, but it's like he's not quite ready for the life. Like,
it's like we never missed a step here.
Just face him against Brock Lesnar. He already did. Never mind.
Pretty much.
Think about what Ye could do.
About who?
Ye. Kanye West.
Kanye West?
No.
Oh, no.
And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart too because I love Kanye West's old music, but yeah, no, he's lost his mind.
He's
lost his mind. I'm all right.
We do not associate with.
Nah.
John Cena's home.
Yeah. That's the signature part of this show today. Right off the dome. It's right off the dome we did that.
Right off the dome.
Right off the dome. But yeah, it's gonna be. But yes, other matches like the last 5 years that I think were special that I wish we would have been able to talk about. Cody Dustin from the OG AEW show was amazing. Obviously the Sledgehammer part with Cody doing the Sledgehammer part, which led to one of my favorite Seth Rollins promos in the last few years. Like, you don't get to have a sledgehammer to the throne that comes with the very same throne you hit a sledgehammer with. I thought that was a bar. What about the Briscoes versus FTR? That rivalry.
That was my match of the year last year.
Yeah, the dog collar match, which rest in peace to Jay.
Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe.
Man,
Jay
like
Briscoe.
that was so sad.
That was a shame. Man.
I love that tribute show too. That was we got 2 incredible tribute shows, unfortunately, with him and Brody since we've been here, and. Yeah, that was an incredible tribute show that AEW did. And obviously, Mark having the match with Jay Lethal, I thought was incredible to do. I love that. I thought that was a really cool match to do. And both guys wanted to do it. I thought that was special. And
yeah, that was a great tribute.
But that's the last match we're gonna remember from Jay Briscoe. That's a great way to unfortunately go out like that. But that was an incredibly special rivalry those two teams had, FTR and the Briscoes. But yeah, I love that story. And the match with Punk, and speaking of dog collars, Punk and MJF's dog collar was awesome.
Oh my god. Him coming out to Miseria Cantare.
Yeah, people had a religious experience for that too.
I had a religious experience, and I was like, and I wasn't even around for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that was a special one. And the callbacks to that in the rivalry too, because MJF came from the Punk cloth, we came from the Piper cloth. Punk's iconic promo for Ring of Honor when he talked about the greatest lie the devil ever told was telling you that he didn't exist. And MJF brought that back towards CM Punk.
Shingo Will from the Best of Super Junior.
Yeah, that was a dope one.
Oh my god, that's still one of the best matches I've ever seen.
That was a dope one. That was a dope one.
So, the storyline WWE, has been going on in WWE right now. The Rey Mysterio family with Dominic and Judgment Day. Now,
I hate Dominic. No one's not going
to I think everyone hates Dominic in terms of his in-ring style. If the in-ring style catches up with the character, he's got a real shot.
Now, when he's talking, he's trying. He's trying.
Yes, he is.
Like a villain.
Now besides
Okada Ospreay, that's another one.
Yeah, that was a dope one. That was another dope one. With Dom, to me, if the in-ring work catches up with the character work, he's got a fighting chance. Yeah. The other part about it is, can he generate this heat without Rey? That's the question to me. That's his true test. Can he generate this kind of level of energy and heat without his father?
No.
I don't think he can either. But that's obviously his true test, and that's where he needs more seasoning.
But honestly,
his stuff without his father.
Honestly, this whole thing, no offense, but it's all Edge's fault.
And then one more match, the Lucha Brothers versus the Bucks.
Which one?
Steel Cage.
They had so many of them. The ladder matches.
All out 2021.
That cage match was dope.
Now, besides Randy Savage and John Cena, who else can you think of who's a spokesperson?
A spokesperson?
CM Punk. CM Punk's one of the greatest promos of all time. I don't want to hear Matt.
Yo. I'll tell you the greatest. I'll tell you a good promo. MJF at the forum disrespecting Tony Khan.
The pipe bomb. The
pipe bomb.
His pipe bomb.
Oh, man.
That was one of the great promo battles we've ever seen. Punk and MJF.
They had to bleep some of that out,
The first time they locked up in terms of the promo battle. That was appointment viewing.
They had to bleep some of that out, too.
Appointment viewing. But yeah, that was MJF.
I'm just thinking of more matches.
One that was special to me was Kofi Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 35.
Oh.
I love that story. I love the energy behind it. And make you think, imagine working that long. That long for something. So, you really wanted. You really wanted, that big spot, that big moment in your career or something like that. And then on the biggest stage, you finally get your shot, and you finally make it through. You finally do it. It's like
Kofi's been wrestling since 2008, I think. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the 11-year story. That was the 11-year storyline, and I think it did Kofi dirty with his title run.
Oh yeah,
but I loved the payoff that he finally got against Daniel, and it was a great match too.
Great match.
And I love that energy to it. Like Daniel Bryan went through pretty much the exact same storyline almost, and then Kofi getting that payoff against Daniel. I thought it was right place, right guys, right time for Kofi to win that title. I love that. I love that energy.
Who is the wrestler of the last 5 years for you guys?
Who has been the wrestler?
Good question.
The wrestler of the last 5 years.
I said The Miz.
The Miz?
Miz has had a resurgence. He had a resurgence, but I think that was before. No, that was during that time period. His Intercontinental Championship run was a really good resurgence. But to me, I'd probably go with Ospreay.
Okay.
That's my answer.
I'd probably go with I like other guys. I think of him. I think of Omega. I think of Okada.
I think of Gunther.
That's probably and Gunther's definitely WWE. Walter or Gunther.
It's Walter.
He's had a few bangers in the last 5 years. Like him and Pete Dunne. I refuse to call him Butch. Like him and McDonough.
It's Pete Dunne.
The WrestleMania match he had this past year. Like Walter or Gunther, if you will. Yeah, he's had a few bangers. But yeah, I'd probably go Ospreay. Like because of his rise, his resurgence to the throne, his ascension to the throne. I would say it's Ospreay.
With me, I'll say Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
Different.
He's been 20 years now. Mm-hmm. Right? No, wait. This will be 21 years.
Yeah, because he first came in,
technically, 02.
At the end of 01.
What has Randy Orton done in the last 5 years? Nothing.
Well, the Arcade Bro stuff. But other than that,
Arcade Bro, oh my gosh. I'm like, why?
But for me, it's Will Ospreay. And the man that's been on a tear the last 5 years. And come on in, Donnell, as... Donnell, you can come on in.
Come in, bro.
Yeah,
come in, bro. You're next.
Yeah, you got next.
Get in here, man.
You're next.
So talk about it. What are you gonna do on your return show?
Donnell is next, and he is returning
He's not coming
to
along,
Montco Radio, where music and minds meet.
You know what?
With a crew.
Yeah, he's returning. I think you might want to sign him off, DQs.
I'm gonna sign off on Montco Radio, where music and minds meet with a song.
Control.
I'm actually gonna play Kingdom to end this song.
To end the show.
In the show. Play it, man. Play it.
About to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa! My father said when I was younger, hot top free, 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 hot top.
It's all about kicking back, relaxing, and enjoying the show. Take the time out of your day to listen to new music and the new sound of radio. Tune in every day, all